Good morning, potty people. Big sounds in the background. Right, so, I don't know what's going on with my phone. I've got this weird shimmer. Anyway, you have to bear with me because, yeah, GoPro's not charged. Look, leave me alone, all right? I'm doing my best. So, something a bit different today because, well, I'm bored of filming boiler installs. I don't know whether you're bored of watching them, but anyway. I appreciate it's been a couple of weeks since my last video. Genuinely, I've just not had any good content. Like, I don't see the point in throwing out content for the sake of it when it's just me fitting another boiler. So I'm trying to find some more interesting stuff. Hopefully, now the weather's warming up. As you all know, when the weather warms up, the job changes dramatically. So I'll find something a bit more interesting for you guys. If you want, if there's stuff specifically you want to see, let me know. But today, I am going to show you what we're doing. Okay, so we came and first fixed this kitchen a couple of weeks ago. Customers have done it themselves. Firstly, let me just say, so they've laid this plywood temporary worktop on. It's absolutely mint. Like, I'm so impressed. It's definitely better than we could have done. But anyway, so we've got our gas connection here. Sparks has been in, which is actually my brother. He's come in, and so we've got basically, this is the kitchen at the moment, and then we've got to take all of this and put it into here. So the cooker's going in here. We've got a washing machine going in there, which is currently in that cupboard. Oh, where's my phone ringing? Oh, phone you back. Dishwasher's there. We've got to do the sink. Underneath here, we've got, so our waste is there, hot and colds are there, everything happy, tickety-boo. I think we put in, yeah, you can see there, we've put in connections already for the washing machine and the dishwasher, so that's good. We've got a big column radiator going here, so I'll walk you through how we do that. They've actually insulated, so you can see how they've basically battened off, and then they've put this insulated plasterboard on. So I'm going to use a core fix to get through this because this is a big heavy radiator going on here. Other than that, Sam is just running hoses at the moment so we can get the heating drained, because I think we're going to do the rads first. And then we've got second radiator going here, for which we've got pipework here which we need to sort out. These are the rads, so that one's going in the hallway, and then this cool sort of like raw finish, I'll show you when we're up anyway. So yeah, we're gonna crack on with that. I'm gonna talk you through it as we do it. What is going on? What is this glare? You see that, Sam?
Yeah, it's my looks is giving the camera a bit.
Is it? Just too good looking for camera.
Yeah.
So we're gonna crack on with this. We're gonna get the system drained first of all, get this rad hung, and go from there. Welcome. You join me on the floor. So, column rads, more often than not, sometimes they don't, but more often than not, they have a baffle in them. So you need to know which one's your flow and which one's your turn, so that when it goes in the flow, hits the baffle, and the baffle pushes the water up over the rad. But obviously I don't know which one's which on this. So let me flip you around and show you what I've done. Okay, so all I've done is I've just linked them over. So obviously I've got a boiler fix there and a boiler fix there from my, that gives it away, from my first fix. So what we've done, so I didn't first fix this, Dan did, who has sadly left us. We missed you, Dan. So all I've done is link them over with a couple of flexes, flick the heating on, and then I can feel which one the heat comes down. The heat's coming down this one, and then round, and then this one. So a little tip there, if you ever don't know, if you've got a first fix and you don't know which one's flow, which one's return, that's how I do it. Link them over, open them both up, flick the heating on, and I can feel that this one's getting hot and then coming round and through to this one. So therefore I know that this is my flow and this is my return. So now I can turn the heating back off, turn the boiler off, and we can get the system drained and then get a boiler hung. And we hit our first snag. So core fix. So these things are actually really good. So, because obviously I've got a dot dab wall, heavy rad, I need to brace the space between the plasterboard and the solid wall. However, when the customer said to me, I'm dot and dabbing the walls, I thought, dot and dab, fine, core fix, not an issue. Won't give it a second thought. Should have given it a second thought. That's 50mm of PIR. So when I put my, how am I going to do this? I'm going to flip you around because it's just easier. And you don't want to see this mug all the time. I won't lie to you, I didn't only leave my the GoPro at home. I wish I left all my left all my tripods. Right, so that's the wall plug. You imagine that goes in there, right? Okay, fine. How long does that screw have to be? Because let me just set this up. Okay, so that's how it works, right? So the core, the little metal shroud goes into the fitting, and then your screw runs through it, and that bridges the gap. But if you imagine if I do on that, that ain't holding anything. So when we've got an issue here. We've got a disparity. So we've got to go off and get some longer ones. I don't actually know if core fix do longer and shorter ones, I don't know. So I've sent Sam off to go and find what he needs. We also realised that this tap is 3/8 thread. Gets me every time. Why can't stuff in plumbing just be standard? I mean, I'm nerding out here. Read an article over the weekend that there's some piece of legislation coming out that means all power tools are going to be on the same battery now. With one hand, makes a lot of sense to me. On the other hand, no. I want everything in my van to be black and red. So, anyway, what am I going to do now while I wait for Sam? I have got about 20 people to get back to, so I could sit and do that. I could start on the second fix of the sink, but I want Sam to be here for that because I want to get as much experience in Sam as we possibly can. It's kind of the idea now that Dan's gone. There's going to be a lot more of me and Sam. A bit like the old school. If you go back to the original videos, you'll see a lot of me and Sam. So let's get Sam really up to scratch and then release him into the wild. That's the aim of the game. See how that goes, shall we? I'll let you know when I've got something to show you. I still don't understand why my phone's having this. Probably Google that. Right. New screws. What are they? 150mm? So, this is take 2. So now, when that screw goes on like that, we got plenty in the wall. Happy days. So, what I'm going to do, because there's no way of me guessing this correct length. Little trick. I'm pretty sure everybody knows this now, but I'm going to set my screw up against, give myself a little bit of leeway. And then what I'll do is I'll put some tape around the drill bit, like that, which I'll do now and then I'll show you. As if by magic. So, now I know, and I've purposely left a flap because it's easier to see. But then effectively, as that drills in through the wall, I can see my depth. So I get it set up in the drill. We'll get those holes drilled that we've already marked up at the top. Now the way I do these, I'm sure people are going to argue with me about this, but that's cool. You know, if you have a different way of doing it, that's fine too. I get the top fixings in, nice and level. Then I hang the rad on those top 2. And it's the only way I've found to get a really secure fix at the bottom. Because if I try and measure it, it always goes wrong. So while Sam was out, I did this one in here. And so same rad, smaller rad, but same brand and everything else. And so I did the same thing. So I hung the first 2, then I put the rad on, offered it up at the bottom, marked it up, drilled it, plugged it, screwed it. And yeah, we're level. So pleased with that. That one's on ready to go. That pipe work's gonna be a pain in the ass, but that's fine. We'll work that out later. I'm gonna have to sweat that off. Dogs are going nuts. So yeah, so we're gonna get this one drilled. Not at that angle, Sam. So So we'll get. Oh, you can do it. We'll get this one drilled, and then we'll show you after. Okay. Although that may have seemed like a seamless transition for you, or all of about 3 seconds. For me, it's about 4 days later, because no matter what I did, no matter what I used, I tried every trick in the book. I could not get this to take the weight of that radiator. I'm sure there's probably people who are watching this screaming at me down the screen going, that ain't gonna work. And you know what? You were right. Because this plasterboard is so thin, it's about 6 mil, and then the PIR is obviously soft behind it. Even once I got a good fixing, it was just, I don't know if you'll see now, but it's just compressing in and just swinging. So we gave up. I know I don't like these, but they do have a use. So these are the feet that slow on the bottom. So we are admitting defeat. We ordered the feet for the next day. Turned out the next day, feet didn't arrive. Classic. So this is the next point in my schedule where I had some space to come back. Sam's still here. So now the issue with this, let me flip around and show you. The issue with this is that obviously the floor is not finished. This is not the finished floor. This is floor partially removed. But they've told me that they're basically putting the same product down, or very similar products. So what I've done is I've just used an offcut there. I'm going to mount the feet, and then hope that, so the brackets themselves do have a little bit of adjustment. So if we have to tweak the brackets up or down a little bit, we can do. But they really want this radiator on and working. So we've got to do that. So that's what we're just doing now. We've just marked up, and I'm just using some standard plasterboard fixings, because all it's doing is pinning it to the wall. It's not actually taking any weight. All the weight goes through the feet. So we're gonna get that one on, get that sorted, get that piped up, which the piping of this is actually gonna be the easiest bit. And then once that's done, we've got another rad to do, and against my better judgment, we are gonna have to solder it because it's just too tight for press, which makes me feel a little bit ill, but it's what it is. Just got to keep moving, haven't we? So yeah, we've just marked these brackets up via the feet, so they are slightly lower than that. So we're going to get those two, we've marked those two up, we're going to get those brackets fixed in. We're then going to offer up again, mark up the bottom and the feet, get the feet drilled into the screed. Pray to God there's nothing in there, because that would just be classic on this job. And then go from there. Hello. So we're just Loctiting up our rad tails. As you should know by now, we both use Loctite and paste because that's the kind of people that we are. But I thought I'd take this opportunity to make sure you are both subscribed, and if you're enjoying the video, give it a like. If not, give it a dislike, leave a comment, tell me why. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed. It costs you nothing, it makes a massive difference to us. So yeah, back with the video. Appreciate that probably wasn't as much detail as many of you would have liked, but I'm running out of time, seriously running out of time. And it's just one of those days. So, that's us all done and in. We'll tidy up now. We've got to do the other rad, and then we can fill up and test it all. Now, I know some of you are thinking, why have you put the drain valve there when there's a door there? Two reasons for that. First one is that I hate drain valves. I just think they look hideous, but it's tucked out of the way as much as possible there. Secondly is, there's a baffle in there. So if I put the drain valve on that side, it will not drain this rad because there's a baffle in there that pushes the water all the way up to the top. So all it would do is drain that first column, whereas on this side, it will drain that whole rad except for that column. Does that make sense? In an ideal world, you'd have drain valves on both, but I'm not a maniac. Right, so solder gear out. Sorry, yeah. Really dislike soldering. Okay, so this is the soldering I was telling you about. So you can see, so this is the second rad here, and we can see we've got a big issue here, which we knew was going to happen. So what I'm going to try and do is sweat this bit out so that we can get this piece of 15mm out of this T, and then hopefully we can get a new piece in, a couple of elbows, 3 elbows maybe, and then into the valve. This is drained and this is open, but there is still water in here. So in fact this one's pretty straightforward, because what I may even do is just kick it and then put a press coupling down here. So we're going to get rid of this rad. We're going to try and sweat this one out. So yeah, wish me luck. Okay. Oh, it's going to be one of those days.
Bring the wet back ready.
No, so I've got the bucket. It's a tiny little drill bit. This is already drained and open though, Sam, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Hello. Well, that's a sharp drill bit, isn't it?
Beautiful. Bit like you really, isn't it?
So that at least gives me a fighting chance to get this sweated off. Dogs are going nuts. Might see if I can, now get rid of the worst of it, I might see if I can get another little one underneath it. Right, let's get the solder gear set up and my grips.
Yeah, I've got it all ready for you.
God, I love soldering.
I don't know how to take the battery out.
Okay, we're done. So, one over there. There. That one's all good. All fine. Happy doors, happy days. Nice and hot. Doing its thing. Really hot. So we've taken the washing machine out of here. Which is now installed in there. As she's supposed to be. Lovely jubbly. Sam's buzzing around and tidying everything up. And balancing rads, aren't you, Sam? Yeah. Right, and then we enter this. So, before you start in the comments, I know it's not perfect, but I live in a real world, not a perfect world. If anyone does live in a perfect world, please let me know, because I'd love to come and visit you. So, this side all fine, hunky-dory as normal. This side, we've got a little bit of a loop-de-loop. Now, I did speak to the customer about this, because the only way that I was going to make that any different is by taking this whole rad and sliding it over to the side. The problem with that is then it wouldn't be in the middle of this gap. And they were like, don't worry, look, we're going to paint it all in anyway. We're going to redecorate all this. Don't worry about the scorch marks. Again, customers aware, they're going to paint it all in. I literally could not get that pipe out for love nor money. There was just a constant trickle of water from somewhere. Don't know where, but whatever, we got there in the end. And it's done and it works perfectly and the customer's happy. So yeah, I get it. It's not the prettiest thing. 100%, I'm with you. Is it the best soldering? No. But it works and the customer's happy. And ultimately, that's my job. My job is not to make works of art. My job is to give the customers what they want and what they need. So yeah, feel free to pile on the comments and tell me if you'd have done something different. But for me, this was the best solution that I could come up with what I have available and the time I have available. So yeah. On that note, I think we're going to call that one done. So, hope you've enjoyed this. I have not enjoyed this job, but it's just one of those jobs you've got to get through. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you're doing good. Remember to like and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.